Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Overcoming Graduation with Brian Drury, a show where I work to teach you everything I wished I'd known about habit change and transformation to help you create the life of your dreams starting today. Today is another installment of The Morning Commute, where I take my ride to work in the morning to share a short but powerful message with you to help you kick your day off on the right foot. And today's message is this: what could go right? As I was listening to my morning motivation, which again, many times I just go on YouTube, type in motivation, or just scroll into my recommended videos and see things that come from groups that I like or people that I like and click and just go for it and see what I find. Other days I want the consistent ones, the ones that I know, the ones that I've listened to many times, and I want that specific message reinforced. But this morning took a new one and it was on fire. It was awesome. I got so jacked up. And guys, part of the reason I started with that morning routine of having something motivational, so I get out of bed, I do a 3-minute and 30-second plank, and I listen to something motivational as I do the planks. And so initially that was how it started, but then it started to expand where I'd put on a 30-minute video and I'd get 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes into it and go, you know what? All right, done with my planks, but I want to keep going with this. So I keep my earbuds in as I went downstairs and brushed my teeth and put in my contacts. I walked over, turned on the electric tea kettle, got that set to go, did my morning pull-ups, and I've started to incorporate dips in. It's like as I do all these other things, and you'd be amazed how much time can be created when we get creative with the use of our time. And so as I was listening today, they said something that was brilliant. And I don't know who the speaker was, but I loved this idea. And Tom Billio was one of the guys who started out in the beginning of the video. But later in the video, another speaker talks about the concept of reconditioning your mind. Now, this is something that Tom talks about a ton just in general. But also in this video, he talks about shifting the focus, focusing on the possibility and the potential. And this other speaker said, you know, we think that we're preparing for life and we're preparing for negative eventualities so we can better face them when we obsess about the negative. But in reality, we are just dictating our focus towards the negative in life. He's like, just think about what is possible today, the beautiful things in the day, the things to be grateful for. Celebrate like these things already happened, like you had the best day of your life. Like you spoke up in the times you never did. Like you asked that girl or that guy out. Like you got up and made a declaration for yourself that you never have before, that you finally said, I'm going to start working on the business, and you did. Like celebrate like it already happened. Picture and envision and feel those feelings. And then he said, what could go right today? Because in those times that we say, oh, what could go wrong? And we go down the list. And guys, my negative voices are pretty damn creative. Some of the things that my mind will come up with, even just now, even as I said, it's like, what could go wrong? It's like, well, you know, I mean, you could be driving down the highway and a goose could fly into your windshield. What if the goose's head like came through and the goose is like squawking at you while you're driving and you're swerving across the highway? It's crazy. But we also have the same creative capacity and potential in the positive. And what I've heard more and more, what I've worked to reinforce and what I've realized is true is that we have a choice in everything that we do, how we perceive things, how we choose to dictate our focus. Because in everything, there's an opportunity. Every day, there's an opportunity to show up in an empowered way. There's an opportunity to show up stronger than before, to say the things that we never said, to speak our truth, to say what's really on our mind, to do the workout and start doing workouts again, to record a podcast. Like every day there is an opportunity. And I used to get overwhelmed by that, or I used to get scared or push away from that and be like, well, every day that sounds tiring. That sounds exhausting. Like I barely have energy right now, and you're going to ask me to do more? You're going to ask me to like act like every day has to have this massive significance? I'm like, some days are just days, you know, and I pushed back. But now as I'm starting to shift my perspective and the way that I show up in the world, I'm more excited about my days. I'm more excited to get out of bed. Today was the first morning that the alarm went off, and I smiled. Even though I did not get enough sleep, even though I was getting up early like I do now, it's like 5:20 in the morning, alarm goes off, even though I'm exhausted, even though I know because of the way I've planned my schedule this week, I'm not going to be sleeping a whole lot, but I'm more excited about my days. So I remember thinking, oh, this is just going to be treating each day like it has purpose. That's just going to create more pressure for me, and I don't want to do that. I already put enough pressure on myself, so let's just not do that. But here's the difference. Every day being meaningful or significant, it's like I used to look at as it needing to be this massively powerful, like I grew my business 10 times, and I went ice skating with a professional figure skater, and I somehow got to walk on Mars and made it back in time to get my full 8 hours of sleep. Like, that is certainly setting myself up to succeed. But when every day being meaningful or significant is like, today I'm going to take steps. Today I'm going to show up in a way I never have. Today, thanking the world, God, the universe, thanking for the opportunities that are here. Celebrating what I have, celebrating the fact that I can walk, listen, hear, feel, touch, that I can see people, that, oh, yeah, my vision's not very good, but I can afford contacts and glasses, and thank God that technology exists. It's like, all of a sudden, the perspective is shifting to a place of not just what can go right, but also what is already right. I'm seeing more and more, there's so much beauty and magic around me. And there has been for years, and I've noticed it at different times, and sometimes with different varying levels of intensity, but just looking around where my life is now and all the things that had to come together and all the people that have supported me, it's like all the work that I had to do, all the mental barriers and the bullshit and the demons that I've had to fight to get here, because for most of my life I've been very forward focused in the sense of to an extreme of, okay, I accomplished this crazy lifelong dream. Great. Okay, I'm going to celebrate it for a day. And then, okay, next thing. All right, what's my next goal? And I never focused on what the process would look like. I never focused on what my day-to-day would look like. I never focused on what my health and wellness throughout creating my dreams would look like. And I suffered for it. I got sick a lot. I mean, I pushed through, and I really prided myself on being able to push through things, and there absolutely is beauty in that, and there is power in that, but there's also was a coping mechanism or a tool that I used to procrastinate, which is interesting because it's like, oh, your hard work you used to procrastinate. Yeah, because I knew I could will myself to push through exhaustion, to push through being sick, to push through being hungry, to push through not feeling good to get things done. But what that often led to was me creating from a state of, okay, no, I really don't want to do this, but all right, come on, Brian, we can do this. Let's go. Let's get out. All right, a little bit of caffeine, maybe we do a workout, just some positive mindsets, let's go, we got this. So I pushed through. I'd make it happen, but the mindset in which I was accomplishing it certainly could have been better. And many times I'd get it done and just be like, oh God. And then I'd be dreading having to do it again. Because I'm like, all I do is fucking push. It's like no matter what I do, no matter how much I achieve, it just seems like I'm just pushing. I'm focused on what could go wrong. I'm focused on where my schedule could fall apart, or what if I'm going to sleep in again, and well, if I sleep in again and prove that I really haven't changed habits, then I'm going to blow it, and then my life is going to suck, and like all these things. And it just kept being the same loop. I didn't plan effectively, and so I was more at the mercy of whatever seemed most urgent in my mind, which may not have been the most important thing or things to be doing. And I'm always careful with these phrases, and I always will clarify this, because when I say I'm at the mercy of, I'm not saying I'm a victim to. because I played the victim for so long in so many ways that I am very conscious of not doing that. Okay. And driving, guys, just was making sure I didn't hit a guy. But yeah, what it really led to was these, I mean, it was so many different things, but it was just repeating the same thing. It's kind of the hamster wheel where tired, exhausted, pushing, stressed, get it done, celebrate a little bit, and then stress. And the game has changed now. And the game has changed through conscious effort and consistency and through daily routines and through self-love. And now I'm enjoying the ride. Now I'm excited to get out of bed. Now, and guys, like I've said, like I always want to be transparent with you all, that it's not always easy. I'm not always like, yay, spring out of bed. But like I get up, I do my planks, I hydrate, I read my identity statement. I'm like, okay, dude, I'm so glad I got up. So it's many mornings that it takes this hurdle to get over. But once I get over it, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm so glad I did. And as I'm starting to focus on what can go right, I'm starting to focus on the possibility and the potential. I'm starting to plan in a way that is bigger, broader, vaster, wilder than anything I've ever conceived of before. As I'm starting to do this, the whole game is shifting. And as I'm starting to love the process, I've heard it for years, but now I'm really doing the work. And each and every day, finding significance in the day, creating significance in the day, even on the most mundane days. Because sometimes I used to think that meant, like, if every day was significant, that would mean I had to push, stress, and work as hard as possible. But sometimes my most significant days, I'm realizing, are days where I'm not working. I'm taking it easy. I'm connecting with people. I'm connecting with nature. I'm slowing down. I am getting some extra rest. Those are just as important. It's just making sure that we don't use rest and recovery as an excuse to procrastinate and be lazy. That's the dangerous extreme. So in your life, what could go right today? What would be phenomenal? What is today an opportunity for you to do you've never done before? Like, you could say, today could be the day that I smile while I walk around the office. Today could be the day that I meet 3 new people because I've felt really shy. Today could be the day I finally sign up for that class. Today could be the day I finally do that financial analysis and really face my finances in an honest way. Today could be the day that I knock out a couple different things. Today could be the day that me and my wife finally have sex again because it has been forever. It's like, it could be anything. What could go right today? What could be magical? How could you show up? How could you create and elicit magic from the world around you by just shifting your perspective? It's right there for you guys. It's right there for me. It's right there for all of us each and every day. It used to frustrate me hearing that because I couldn't see it. I felt like I can't see it. I can't feel it. I don't feel good. But it has taken time and effort and consistency and daily self-love. I'm telling you, daily looking in the mirror and saying, I love you every single day. Because that has not been the internal game and story for so long that I'm working to shift it. And as it's shifting, I'm starting to see the possibility and the beauty and the magic, and I'm starting to see what could go right so much more and so much more clearly. So I want to thank you all for joining me today. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes or on Stitcher. And if you'd like to reach out to me directly for speaking engagements, to contact me about the podcast, give me some feedback on the show, or maybe make a recommendation for an episode that you would like to hear, I would love to hear from you at brian@overcominggraduation.com. Guys, you're all fantastic. You have so much in you. There's so much more to you than even you see right now. And I know that because I have had mentors do that for me time and time again, to see in me what I couldn't see in myself at the time. So I want you to recognize this. I want you to see this. I want you to feel this. And I want you to start to reveal it to yourself. Because other people can tell you things, point you to things, give you books and all this, but I want you to see it for yourself. So as I wrap up today, I'll leave you with one question. What could go right today?